So you want to run with better form, huh? Well, you've come to the right place.
How's it supposed to feel?
So the first tip I'm going to talk about is how you land on the ground with your foot. Is it a heel strike? Is it a forefoot strike? Is it a midfoot strike? So that's what we're first going to go through. If we listen here at the beginning, you can hear this do, 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 which isn't optimal. So, and here you can see, yeah, a clear landing with the heel strike, which makes this sound, and it's not good. I'm gonna go through all that. So I told her to try to run more on a forefoot strike, so which we could hear it that it's gonna sound a lot smoother, and the impact will be less. So after a few moments, she got into this flow, and here you can see she's landing on a forefoot strike. Pretty good on the outside of the foot here where you want it. So I'm gonna put a picture here or here, which how you don't want to land when you're running and how you do want to land. So you want to land on. So if we take a strike here, let's take this foot. Here, you want to land on the outside first, like here. And then you want to roll through the foot, touch with the heel, and then spring up. So you don't want to land on the big toe here, as the picture shows. So this was really nice, very quick improvement, beautiful. So I also film me. So here we can see. So here you can see the heel strike. So this is if I were to run like normal, like I didn't care, I didn't think about it. You can see it's still not too bad, like it's almost a midfoot strike. I guess I've trained a lot, but here you can see the heel. So this was just to demonstrate. So, and then I did this forefoot. Here you can see. So interestingly, my forefoot doesn't look. It almost looks like I land with a heel strike, but it's not. So it's a pretty much a midfoot strike, a little bit forefoot here you can see. And I try to land on the outside, and we can hear the distinction in the sound, right? So if you listen closely, and then we take the heel. So that's the distinction. So that's tip number one. It's very important, and you don't have to take my word for it exactly. I'm gonna show a clip here of Christopher McDougall, which wrote the book Born to Run. So here it goes.
Unfortunately, you have the law of unintended consequences. You put that little cushion under there and you're slamming down, but look what happens to your leg. This knee, instead of flexing backward, nice and easy, is now locked out and vulnerable. Secondly, you create this straight line for all that impact to run up your leg and slam into every single joint.
And the result is what?
Knee problems, ankle problems, heel problems, foot problems, hip problems, back problems, headaches and bad backs. I believe running shoes can be the most destructive force to ever hit the human foot.
Running shoes are dangerous.
Yeah.
So if I go into a store and I see shoes that are pretty expensive and they have a lot of cushion, I say to myself, this is great.
Right.
This feels comfortable. This is bad for me?
Totally bad for you. Awful for you. The worst thing you could possibly do. Get out of the store. Honestly, get out of the store. Why are you in there in the first place? My belief is that they cause the very injuries they're supposed to reduce. That by encouraging you to run in a way which is unnatural to the human leg, they actually cause the damage.
So what McDougall is talking about here is that these traditional running shoes, which have a lot of cushion, allows the body to heel strike without feeling any sort of pain or impact force because of it. So what we do is that we learn to heel strike, as explained in the short video there, and you can go back and watch it again if you want. There's an impact force going through to the joints and tendons throughout the leg, which isn't good. You could have running shoes if you have good form. So that's how you see some of these top elite runners. They have regular running shoes, but they have good form. For example, Eliud Kipchoge, he uses running shoes with cushion, but that's because he has perfect form. He has run barefoot his whole upbringing, his whole life. He's run barefoot and learned the technique. Then he comes, put on running shoes. There's no problem. But if we grow up with running shoes with this cushion, we're gonna develop a running style which allows us to get injured because of the cushion, which allows us to heel strike. So the fix is you can still of course wear shoes while running, but the lower the cushion, almost the better. So you want to also try to cut in some barefoot some barefoot drills or some barefoot jogs, just to see how your body adapts. So you're naturally gonna go for the forefoot strike, because naturally when you're running barefoot, you cannot go down with the heel first. I mean, you're gonna feel it instantly. If you go outside now and try it, you're gonna boom, the heel. If you touch down the heel when you're barefoot, it doesn't work. Like, you're gonna instantly develop more a forefoot strike. There is still shoes. They're called minimalistic shoes, or some call them barefoot shoes, but which this, for example, this is the Joe Nimble Addict. It looks exactly like a running shoe, but it's one of those like minimalistic shoes. It has some millimeter of cushion, but it's because I go long distance. When you're going like long distance, you need a little bit. But the important thing is it's a zero drop shoe. If you don't know what that means, zero drop means from the heel point to the forefoot point, there is no drop. So in traditional running shoes, they have a drop. So they have a stack height here, which goes up, which has cushion up, and then it drops down. So it essentially it goes like this. So your foot is gonna lay like this in the shoe. But in this shoe, it's a zero drop. So then my foot just lays like it would lay on the ground, right? Which is very important. So almost the lesser cushion, the better. If you're going for super long distances, you could use just like 10 millimeters, but zero drop, of course. I also have these shoes to show you. I use these a lot. I have taken out the sole, or what is it? I've taken out the insole, and you see I've used this a lot. It's like broken inside here. So this is the Joe Nimble minimalistic shoe, which is great. I'm not sponsored. It's like Vivo Barefoot. It's the same kind of style. Okay, so tip number 2 is you want to run at a cadence of 180 steps per minute. So we have usually runners run around 162 to 170. If you're just a regular runner and you're going out for a jog and you don't really think about this stuff, so you want to try to run at 180 BPM, because that's where you get the lowest impact on your body, like your knees and everything. So I'm gonna show here. You can just go onto Spotify or YouTube and search in 180 BPM metronome or something like that. You can have it on your earphones or just a speaker, just to get it right. So every step you take should be a beep. So here we can listen. Here. So you go. Also, another note on the cadence. So when you're increasing the like steps per minute, right? It can feel like, or it can also be that you're going faster because you have to run faster to have that cadence. That's a sort of misconception, because you should be able to stay at high cadence even at a lower pace. So let's say you're going at 6 minute kilometers pace. So you're doing 6 kilometer pace, but you have 162 like steps per minute. That's not ideal. You don't have to go up to 5 minute per kilometer pace to have like 180 BPM. You should still be able to, if you want to go at 6 minute pace, you can still have 6 minute pace and just have more steps. It's also good to have a bend in the knee. So you're coming a bit further down, which allows your leg to be in this more cycle position, like it should be very like springy and easy. And the opposite to that is when you have, for example, 160 steps per minute and you have the straight leg, you have the heel strike. So then you have like a straight stiff leg. You don't want that. You want the high BPM, a small bend in the knee, and then your legs go like a cycle wheel. My third tip is to think about how your body position is while you're running. So it's good to have your body upright and with your chest sort of like out, and your shoulders like relaxed, and your head can be a little bit like in. I heard that your shin can be like a little bit inwards like this, like you're almost trying to get a double chin. So you can be like this, and your arms should swing at a comfortable level. So they should be not so stiff. They should be swinging, but it's also important just to try to be natural. Like I'm not telling you to follow these tips and then tense up and try to go like that. So do you feel how your body feels and try to go at it. So you want to be relaxed, and you don't. So what I mean with keeping your body upright, you don't want to slouch down. You don't want to come here and be here. That's, for example, when there's an uphill, it's very common that you want to go down and like this. Then you should actually try to be even more upright. And there's just a bird outside. You try to be a bit more upright, and even like kick your knees up a little bit. Like you shouldn't fall down into this. So it might actually seem like it takes more energy to be upright and have like your knees a bit high, but it's better in the long run. So that's my third tip, and I bet I crammed in a lot more things than just 3 things in there, but I can talk about this for days. So if you want to see more, you can comment and subscribe, like. But comment if you wanna hear more. I can talk about this for days. So there's a lot of things I've learned during the years of running, and I'm not perfect at all. Like there's a lot of things I can improve as well. But it's important to have fun with it, and don't get too like stiff and my technique has to be perfect. For most it's just out there and run. Think about your technique a little bit, and yeah, good luck out there.
How's it supposed to feel?